Hey, let's go for story time. Happy 4th of July for everyone that is in the US. For those that are outside, you're probably like, what is that? Don't worry about it. So, once upon a time, there was a teacher that really wanted to teach. And then all of a sudden just got really burnt out with all the bureaucracy and all of the craziness that she did not expect in teaching. And then all of a sudden she decided, you know what? It's time for me to leave the classroom and to pursue a business. And then she wanted to connect the business with what her heart was saying, and her heart was still in education. So she did her research. She found something called online tutoring, and then she continued on with it. And there was ups, there was downs, there was left, and there was rights. And before you know it, in 3 years, she was doing more than what she thought was going to happen in about 5 years. And she's still building. So, if you want to know, that is a true story. That was my story in a nutshell. And you're probably wondering, well, who is this chick? Well, my name is Audrey Codner, and I am the founder of ACG Math Tutoring and also in charge of the Facebook group From the Classroom to Online Tutoring, and it's a virtual community. So I'm here to kind of basically address a situation that I keep seeing popping up as I was just scrolling through Facebook and Instagram throughout the day. So before I get into this, if you're watching this live, can you just go ahead and hit hashtag live in the comments? And if you are watching this as a replay, go ahead and type in hashtag replay because it's going to help me with the algorithm. All right. So they'll have all this. I'm going to sing it to you each and every time until you're sick of me. All right. So, what was going on? I'm starting to notice a lot of people, especially teachers, they've been out of the classroom for about a couple weeks, some people about 4 weeks, close to a month, and all that. And everyone generally gets that feeling of, you know what? This feels really good. I would love to just maybe even start my own business. And it always seems that when teachers do this, they always gravitate straight to tutoring because everyone's thinking like, oh yeah, tutoring, easy. All I have to do is just get some kids and I could just teach them just like I would in the classroom and everything's all fine and dandy. No, definitely not. Because one, you're trying to think about doing your own business. It's almost like a child. You have to nurture that child. You have to teach that child. You have to, when it's doing something wrong, you have to correct it. When it's doing something right, you want to praise it because you want more of it. So all of those things really kind of blends in with any business. For me, it'll be tutoring. Maybe for you, it's like your soap business or your lotion business or your tumblers or t-shirts. Anything that is business type, it's never going to be easy. It always looks like the grass is greener on the other side. And the only reason for that is because they use more manure. So all you have to figure out what is the manure? What is not so much the secret, because there is no secret. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take for you to have an open mind and have a positive mindset that's going to keep you going each and every time you do anything a part of your business. So, a lot of people just want to gravitate to something that they enjoy. And I love like when I do talk to some of my friends or my new friends that I meet throughout anywhere on social media, and I always ask them, like, when they're feeling sad, I'm like, why? Well, my job sucks. And I'm like, well, if your job sucks, why don't you change jobs? And I'm like, well, this is not what I always wanted to do. And it's so funny that you'll see people that are educators that are like doing these other engineers or corporate America, and they're all saying that this is not what I really wanted to do. So I'm like, why are you torturing yourself each and every day with something that you don't even enjoy? And a lot of them right away say, well, I have to pay for money. You know, my student loans at that time, like I couldn't have the forgiveness. So I had to pay my student loans. And, I have to pay for the house because now I'm about to get married and I have kids and I need money. And I'm like, true. But when is it going to switch for you to start working and doing something that you actually love? For me, I love instruction. I'm starting to love doing these lives and doing videos and talking to people about their next steps. Even when they're like starting at a certain level, they may not even see the next step. But because I've done some things for the last 3 years, I'm probably like around 5 steps ahead of them. And I can actually pass some of that knowledge on to someone else and for them to take their knowledge and grow and then be able to push that information to other people and to see them grow. And right now, I'm currently doing my second version of my mastermind to help other people that want to be effective tutors, especially math tutors. And I have people from all over. I have England, the Philippines, India, Africa, Brazil, Ireland at one point, Detroit, Michigan, Louisiana, from all over. And they're all coming together on that common goal to better themselves. And yes, some of them have the same tutoring levels. They're teaching or they're tutoring the same type of kids, but it's not seen as a competition. We're all kind of helping each other and answering each other's questions. And to see people take your advice and just grow, for me, I feel like that is my God given gift. That is why I'm here. I'm here to serve. And in that case, I'm not saying you're going to do everything for free because guess what? You need to know, am I supplying a demand? Because if you're doing something that there's no demand for, you're spinning your wheels. So when people are trying to make that decision, should I stay or should I go? There's a lot of things to kind of think about. So, one, do you have enough money? If you quit your job right here, right now, not going back, are you able to support yourself for up to a year and a half? Really, 2 years if we want to round it out. Because, like any business, regardless if it's a product or a service, you are going to do the first year. And the reason why I'm saying is because, one, a lot of people don't know you. So if they don't know you, they can't buy your stuff. They can't buy your product. They can't buy your service because a lot of people probably know you as that person's eighth grade teacher. And they're just like, oh, I didn't know that you wanted to leave or that you did leave. Or are you just doing this part time? Regardless, no one knows that you are making tumblers. They just know you as an eighth grade math teacher, right? So you have to get to know people. You have to want to build these relationships with people. So you're going to have to reach out and to grow. So when you're looking at that, and if this does resonate with you, just in the comments, type yup, YUP. Like, yeah, this sounds about right. If it does, type yup in the comments. All right. So one of the other discussions that a lot of people were having was based on the hours. I know when people are thinking about being an entrepreneur, the first thing that you think of is a beautiful beach, nice breeze blowing in your hair, right? It's on the wind. You sitting there sipping on your pina colada or whatever the drink of choice is. And then, whoever the person that you're attracted to is coming in there. There's a Mandingo, there's a Missy, and then all this other stuff. And then you just sitting on the beach, just chilling. You can feel it, right? Let me tell you, before you can get to that, you got to work. Yes. Remember that baby that I was telling you? Like for most of you guys have children. I do not. But I've seen my friends go through some stuff with their kids, especially that first year. When you have that first year, trust and believe you are lacking sleep. You feel like you don't know which day it is. Sometimes you're like, did I take a shower? Did I eat today? Who did I talk to today? What is today? Like that is basically what you're going to be dealing with a business. There's going to be times that you think that, oh, I got my name of my business, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I need to change it. I need to rebrand. And you're like, man, I got to do all that stuff all over again. Or there might be a system that you're like, oh, this is a great payment system. This is awesome. And then all of a sudden they change their rules and you're like, I can't afford it, or it's not really suiting my needs. What do I do? So now you got to do some more research for that. Now you got to do some more research to see if I want to be on Zoom, if I want to be on Google Meets and Teams and all that. There's a lot to do. And it's really easy for you to get overwhelmed, like really easy. So when it comes to like really trying to connect with your business, you got to make that grow. You got to start from the beginning. Everybody always wants to start either in the middle or at the end. Now, when I say the middle is, oh, let me get my business cards. Okay, let me get a landing page. All right, let me think about what I want as a website. Okay, I paid all this money for a website because it was cheaper for me to buy it for a whole year instead of month to month. And then I'm investing all of this money into it. And then the end piece is, okay, where do I find students? Because I hit published and I'm live, but no one knows that you're around. So if no one knows that you're around, you can't bring anybody in. And then the next thing you know, you're wasting more energy by doing what? Chasing. Now you're chasing after clients. Now you're saying yes to each and every person that's coming your way. And then all of a sudden you're miserable because that person is not a good fit for you, but you're just like, I got to get the dollar signs because I really want this business to work. Everybody wants their business to work. I want your business to work, and I don't even know you. Like if you have my friend that's doing that goat farm, he's doing well with that. Now he's paired up with another person that does soap, and he's selling his goat milk to the person that's doing soap. Boom. And I don't want to say that, oh, I'm the person that I was the networker, but I did introduce them. So things like this, when it comes to the hours, when it comes to the time, you can't compare your time as being an entrepreneur to a time of being a teacher, because we know the teachers, it's not from 8 to 4. It's never that. Okay. Sometimes people get there at 6 and they don't leave until 6 or 7, until their principal or admin kicks them out. Or there was one school that I basically had the key. So, I came in, did my teaching, but there's times I didn't leave until about like 10:30. Okay, Sherry. Like 10:30 or sometimes 11 o'clock at night when the custodians were leaving. Because the reason why I was doing all this is because I wanted to give my students the best experience. And I know there's a lot of teachers out there that does the same thing. So when you're trying to compare that to now being a business person, you're not only trying to help your student to have, yeah, 11 o'clock, Amy, crazy. That was me. It's just amazing to me that you have people that want to give their students the same experience as a tutor, but a lot of people don't see all the back end stuff. They don't see the marketing that you have to do. Trying to learn Canva from the very first time. Now I'm getting pretty good at it. All right. Also trying to figure out what is podcasting. What is video? What is Instagram? How do I do and formulate my lives and formulate my videos that'll keep people involved? So it's a lot of things that there's times I don't go to bed till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and then still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym because I want to keep all this beauty in shape. Just kidding. But seriously, I want to work on the double chin, make it a single chin. That's the goal. But when it comes down to comparing of the hours, there's no comparison. It's going to be up to you. How much time, how much effort, how much nutrition are you willing to give your business baby? Because that's what it is. The more work that you're putting into it, doesn't have to equate to the more success you're going to get because it's a journey. It's never going to be something really quick. It's always going to be something that's going to be longitudinal. That's it. Anything that I get that's really quick, it makes me worried. I'll be truthful. I get worried about it because I'm like, all right, why is this happening so quickly? Is this going to keep going like this or when is it going to end? And if it's ending, how is it going to end? When I have somebody for a long period of time and I'm seeing progression, I know eventually my students are going to leave. That's what happens. But then you're constantly like, all right, let's see who's going to come into that place. Let's see who is another student that I'm going to connect with. So, with that, you can't really compare hours to hours. It's up to you how much dedication you want to put into it. Now, like I always say, you want to treat it, this business, like your firstborn. Think about it. For those parents, you understand. You didn't know anything. You're like, okay, I'm reading all the books. I am going through the baby name books. I'm constantly thinking of safety. People probably childproof everything, like every single solitary thing. You want to try this? Oh no, don't do this. You're listening to so many people's opinions to the point that you're overwhelmed and you're not sure what to do. Same thing is kind of happening with your firstborn of a business. A lot of things you're going to make mistakes, but is that business still going? Yes, because you're keeping it alive. So when you always talk about like, oh, I screwed up, now I got to shut everything down because I'm a failure. No, you're not a failure. It's a learning process. Did you learn from that mistake? Yes, great, move on. So sometimes it might be you might have to develop a better terms and conditions policy. So when you're talking to your clients or your customers, you're telling them, this is how I do my business. Don't just go off on faith and just say, oh, everyone's going to be honest. Everyone's going to be great. This is going to be wonderful. No problem. No, especially with friends and family, you got to put some restrictions because they'll be the first ones to say, hey, can I get a discount? Well, here's my thing, babes. Discounts does not pay your mortgage. I'm so sorry. You can do what you can once you get to that level. Once you get to that level, then you can give back to your community. A lot of people like, I want to give back now, but how can you give back to something you don't have? If you don't have the funds to support everything, electricity, internet, Wi-Fi, computer, phone, gas and electric, mortgage or rent, if you don't have that under wraps, you can't give stuff away. And that's one thing a lot of people do because, especially as teachers, we're nurturers. We want to make sure everyone is okay. We want to make sure that everyone is getting that equal opportunity because that's what we were fighting for throughout the whole time. But if you don't have yourself established and starting to run and flow, and I'm going to be truthful, it may take a couple of years. That first year is going to be rough. If you're lucky enough to hit your goal, that's great. But I know you're going to make the very first mistake. You're going to undervalue yourself right off the bat. Because just like I said, we're caring people. Just like with our firstborn, we're going to put our needs completely aside and we're going to focus solely on that child. And then what happens with the second one? You're like, meh, the kid will live. You're like, he's still alive. He's doing great. He's walking. He's running. He's that. He's great. But the second one, you're just like, yeah, okay. But it's that first one that we have to baby. We have to nurture them. We have to make them grow. So overall, I wanted to say you can't rush the process. If you are a teacher that's thinking about moving on, you want to move out of the classroom because, like I said, this is the time that a lot of people are just like, you know what? This felt really good getting up whenever I want, doing some work whenever I feel like it, and then just go ahead and arrange my schedule. That's one of the benefits that I have. I can arrange my schedule. But here's the thing, I have a schedule to arrange. I know when I work out. I know when I should be answering emails. I know when I can contact, hopefully, a new connection, a new business, a new tutor. I know when I would be most effective for me to tutor kids. I know when it's really time for me to shut things down and go to bed, even though I haven't done it yet. But that's the one. Everything, I'm doing everything else. Just working on that bed part. Trying to hydrate. See, I'm drinking water, lots of water. Okay, exercising. I'm trying to keep everything down because I went from constantly moving in the classroom. I was one of those teachers that walked over here, over there, over there. I was always walking, right? Now I'm sedentary. This is what I do. So there's times I have to force myself to get up, to walk, and to move. So there's a lot of little changes that we don't think of. We just think of, I don't have to worry about administration anymore. You don't, because now you're the administrator. Now you're in charge of your phone calls. Oh, well, then I can get a VA. Well, pause. In order for you to get a VA, you have to know what your business is doing. Before you can get an accountant, you need to know what goes in and goes out of those accounts. So there's a lot of things that you still need to know and to grow and to do the research. For me, I was the Google and YouTube queen. I always Googled it and I always looked on YouTube because I know there was always someone that was doing some kind of review or tutorial about something that I was thinking about doing. And then budgeting. What do you have the money for? What you don't have the money for? So it's a whole process. And then every morning, I kind of listen to motivational collaborations. Um, and this one just kind of hit, and I don't know who said it, but I'm going to read it out because I know Instagram can't see what I say. It says, the reason most people fail is because they give up what they want most for what they want now. Let me read that again. So the reason most people fail is because they give up what they want most for what they want now. I know you want the money to come right here, right now. I know that. I want that to happen too. I know I want to make that $10,000 nice and easy, and most of it is just, different streams of money coming in. I would love that. But don't give up what you want. I want that freedom. Eventually, I'm going to have that time and that freedom to be with friends and be with families, but I have to situate and structure this foundation right here, right now. But I'm not exchanging that progression for quick and easy money that comes just as quickly as it leaves. So these are some of the things to kind of think of. So to sum up, hey, this is going to be a whole process, you know? So actually, I do see a comment. I'm so sorry. I'm over here skipping stuff. So we have Amy. Let me see what she said over here. That's what's so hard about it. Some coaches say overnight success, easy success is so easy. And and I know there's probably a reason that you don't have to even listen to me. But my thing is, I keep hearing the same exact things that you're hearing, Amy. And I know there's probably a lot of other people feel the same way. If you do, put that in the comments. Put yes in the comments. Because we make things, it's just like any kind of marketing out there. We try to make things look so easy. And then when you don't reach that standard, how do you feel? Feel like a failure, don't you? Feeling like there's nothing, like I'm doing something wrong. But who's around to help you to make the corrections? Just like a teacher, when the teacher has a test, they give you a test, you do the test, and it's nice to get that test back so you know what you did wrong. But just like in life, you want the same thing. Like, okay, I'm doing this, and I want to know, what am I doing wrong? But if there's no one there to tell me what I'm doing wrong, what am I going to keep doing? Just like what our students do. They're going to keep trying to learn it, and they'll be learning it or teaching themselves incorrectly the whole time until they get a teacher or a tutor that will break it down to them and say, no, you got to tweak that. And they're like, I never knew that. And they probably never did know that because they didn't have someone to say, this is what you got wrong. Or you're on the right path, but tweak this bit. Make it your own. So just like anything else, you got to make it your own. You got to nurture it. You got to invest your time in it. You got to do some research on it. And I know as much as you don't want to do sales, you're going to have to do some reading on some sales. Like if you go on YouTube, look up Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is really good with sales. And if you want to do it in a story form, I think it's the Richest Man in Babylon. Short book. You can get the audio on YouTube as you're walking on the treadmill, walking on the track, because we're all going to be walking. It's nice. All right. Get up early, keep it moving. Once you do all that, you can listen to it and just trying to gain those ideas. Because sometimes those audiobooks, especially the ones on YouTube, they're free. I know, it's crazy, but it's a lot of knowledge. The reason why they keep those certain things free is because they want you to get that knowledge. They want you to get that basic knowledge and want you to want to learn more. And that's when you go and search out who you want to learn more from. So when that woman or a couple people said that, maybe I should just do a business, I'm thinking that they're thinking it's going to be an easy process. And I know there's a lot of platforms out there that can easily just take 30% of your money and take ownership of the work that you do just so you can get the marketing. Once you do the calculations of how much they're taking per student, not just once a month, per student, 30% per student. Hopefully that is clicking in. When they take that 30% and you do your calculations, you can do your own marketing clearly on Canva for a lot cheaper. Definitely a lot cheaper. Darn near free, if not free already, if you already have a Canva account. Canva is like the best thing for all small business people. And I have no affiliate. I'm just speaking from my heart. Okay. Yes. And that's perfectly said. Thank you, Amy. Like, we need someone who knows the path. And yes, I've been on the path for 3 years. The first year, whoa, very rough. Second year, I got serious. I got serious and I realized that people just needed to know who I am. Even people that I went to college with, people that I played basketball with, people that I went to Weight Watchers with, which I need to go back, people that I went to the gym with. I need to tell them what I do. I want them to see what exactly that I do. And how did I do it? Because every time I tell people oh, you have trouble with this? There was a kid waiting for his mom one morning. This was a couple of years ago. He was sitting there doing math work. And I'm like, oh, you're doing quadratics. He was like, you know how to do this? He just got real excited. This is 4 o'clock in the morning. This is when I was crazy, but I'm going to go back to that. And I'm like, yeah, you want me to help you out with that? He's like, yes, because I'm trying to find a YouTube. And I'm like, nah, you don't need that. What are you working on? I was able to help him in 15 minutes. He was able to get everything. He's like, oh, this was great. Not a problem. Most people will say, Audrey, you should have charged them for it. Why? Again, I'm here to serve. I know I'm going to get my payments. Trust me. It's okay. You can give people a sample. I know I just felt like a drug dealer for 5 seconds, but here we are. You're just giving them a small sample. What's wrong with that? And then when you show them what your value is, they're like, oh, this person works well with my kid. We're sitting here just able to get the work done. My kid's not crying or cursing me out. He's not stressed. She's not stressed. I'm not stressed. It's a win, 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 win all around. And then on top of it, I get the payment that I want to get. And I can always increase my payment if I feel that the value has increased. So when it comes to the whole business, like the decision is yours if you want to leave the classroom. For me, I had to leave the classroom. I felt my mental ability, my financial ability, because me driving all over the place, gas price was mad high at that time. And I just wasn't happy. I loved my kids. I went to the graduation, but I just wasn't happy. When you walk into the building and you're crying every single day because you don't want to be at that place, it's time for you to go because it's going to show up in your teaching. And that's what's keeping you together, the opportunity to teach. So, with all that being said, okay, did my summing up. So, if you want additional assistance, you're thinking about doing even tutoring as part-time, and you just like want someone to kind of give you some guidance or get into a group that is really directed to math teachers, especially. I do have a Facebook group, as I said before. It's called From the Classroom to Online Tutoring. It is a virtual community. That's why I really see it as. I just make sure that people that are coming in, which for some reason I got like a huge flux of people that came in like the past couple of days. Thank you. And I want to treat you like family. I don't want you just to sign up for the group and then don't do anything with it. I want you to interact. I want you to ask questions. Even if it's something that I don't think I'm going to do right here, right now, at least you have a place to talk to somebody. And that somebody is probably going to be me. So all the interactions, most of the interactions come from me. Others come from other members of the group. But when I'm doing some challenges right now, as I'm saying, I'm doing the mastermind. I'm trying to think of when the next mastermind is going to come about, because I know there's a lot of teachers that it's going to be hard for them to do some of the assignments during the week because you're going to be teaching soon. But if you're not, even if you're a tutor and you are just need somebody to be almost like an accountability partner on steroids, because I've been through the same path, go ahead and join the group. Okay. So if anything that comes up, you'll be the first one to know. So that is one. And then I want to kind of leave you with a little Zig Ziglar. So if you don't know who Zig Ziglar is, look it up. If you're going to be a business person, you got to think like a business person. So his main thing is it's not important how long you live. Let's see if I can put it together again. All right. It's not important how long you live. It's important how you live. So it doesn't matter how long you've been on this planet, 97 years. Say you're here for 97, 99, 106. But if you didn't do anything that you really wanted to do that was a great service to other people, why are you here? Now, I don't want you to just off yourself. Don't do that. I didn't say that. But I want you to be a part, positive part. I know we got to have our evils and our negativities. I get it. Because you have to know, in order for you to understand good, you have to understand evil. I got it. It's the yin and the yang that's always going to be there. But why be part of the bad, whereas you can really be part of the good? Helping a child get over a barrier and really blossom their success. And it's so great. And that's where I can be selfish to actually see someone grow from that. So, regardless of what you decide, do for you, not for anyone else. Do it for you. If you want to start that body oil, lotion, whatever business because you love doing the experimentation, you have seen your skin brighten up. Hey, if it works, I will even try it. Okay. But my thing is, do what you want to do. Unless you're a Buddhist and you know you're going to come back as a cricket or something like that, hey, that's it. But for most of us, this is your life right here, right now. If you don't like what's going on, find a way to change it. And it's never too late to change. All right, guys. On that note, oh, wait, hold on. Another comment. Let's see if we got it. Hey, we got another famous person. Yes, the summer is going so fast. So, hopefully, you guys are doing well. Again, do not hesitate whatsoever to reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and I'm even on TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. All right, I do a couple dances here and there, but that's it. I'm not going all kinds crazy. But if you do have anything, come join the group, ask your questions. Do not keep these questions inside. There's nothing like a stupid question. Trust me, I'm very blunt. If I think it's a stupid question, I'm going to be like, look, I'm going to answer it, but seriously, you already knew the answer to it. I will put it in a nice way. All right. So enjoy the rest of your fourth. Be safe. I know these fireworks are going to go crazy. I know people that have dogs start giving them whatever they need to give them right now. And it is my honor whatsoever to come here every Tuesday. And almost forgot. Tomorrow, I will be here for Two Tutors Talking, which I'm going to be with Sir Robert from Main Street Math Tutoring. And if you are a tutor and you want to be a part of my Triple T type podcast, please do not hesitate. This is me. I got space, especially for September. That's what I got for now. But if you need, and you could just talk about your business and what parents need to know that makes you unique to any other tutoring business. And also all the replays for all of these, my Ask Audrey podcast, which is this one, my Two Tutors Talking, and then I have one for my friend about dating. That's hilarious. Trust me. Um, they're all on YouTube. It's like a podcast, so it's all on YouTube Music app. Just go ahead and type the title in and you'll show it, and then you can get all the replays there. All right, guys, have a great night. Be safe. Talk to you later. Bye now.